laws would break down. So because that's the thing, a singularity is sort of this mathematical concept where you have a point of infinite density. We actually saw that this is also the case with black holes. It's also a singularity, but it's sort of this thing that general relativity doesn't like, basically. As explained before, this means that one might as well cut the Big Bang and any events before it out of the theory because they can have no effect on what we observe. Space-time would have a boundary, a beginning at the Big Bang. So this whole question of, like, space-time and how it acts, how it is affected by gravitation. It's the massive bodies that bend space-time. All of that is general theory of relativity, right? But in the beginning, when the universe started with the Big Bang, and it's that infinite density singularity thing, that's not really explained by general theory of relativity. It's what makes sense. It's where we come from, but it's not really an explanation. You know what I mean? Hello, righteous monk. তুমি এত রূপবতী যে কিছুই বুঝতে পারছি না. Hello, righteous monk. Good to see you here. Please do like and share and subscribe. So, space-time would have a boundary, a beginning at the Big Bang. Science seems to have uncovered a set of laws that, within the limits set by the uncertainty principle, tell us how the universe will develop with time, if we know its state at any one time. These laws may have originally been decreed by God, but it appears that he has since left the universe to evolve according to them and does not now intervene in it. So even if God is who is responsible for the beginning or before the beginning of the universe with the Big Bang, it seems that now we kind of evolve without God's intervention, according to Stephen Hawking here, because universe is doing its thing, the dark energy or whatever it is that makes us expand, it's doing its thing, and it's doing it at the critical rate. So it's interesting, and we still are in the process of understanding what really is happening in cosmology. So these laws may have originally been decreed by God, but it appears that he has since left the chat to evolve according to them and does not now intervene in it. But how did he choose the initial state or configuration of the universe? What were the boundary conditions at the beginning of time? So this is another thing in physics that we see a lot. We want to see what the boundary conditions are. Where do things kind of break down? Where do things what's the edge of the problem, if you will? And in this case, we of course have an edge. It's the beginning of time. It is when the universe got started with the Big Bang. So indeed, that if there is an edge, that's what it is, and we would want to sort of understand the conditions of that edge. So one possible answer is to say that God chose the initial configuration of the universe for reasons that we cannot hope to understand. This would certainly have been within the power of an omnipotent being, but if he had started it off in such an incomprehensible way, why did he choose to let it evolve according to laws that we could understand? So we could say that the laws of physics, we're able to comprehend, we're able to study it, we can understand it. But how come we can understand these things but not the beginning of the universe, or the very, very beginning, or just before the beginning, if there was a before, right? That's sort of our question. And actually, this is sort of a topic that is debated between atheists and religious folks. I've actually been to a debate between Dr. Lawrence Krauss, and someone else. I forget the someone else, but they were basically debating about the existence of God. Now, I don't want to get into this debate right now here, but it does exist. These debates do happen, especially between cosmologists and religious people, because cosmologists are talking about the beginning of the universe, the early universe, and what role is there in it of just, nature and the universe doing its thing according to laws that we understand, and what role is there of a higher being. So this is a sort of thing that can come up if you ever were to go to that type of debate or topic. This class session is deep. I know. Tell me about it. This would certainly have been within the power of an omnipotent being, But if he had started it off in